All right, guys, here we are today with our February market report. See what the numbers came in for January at the end of January and how we finished up. We'll look at what happened last year and some graphs and stuff to show where we are today from last year. We're going to go over inventory, median price, days on the market, and closed sales. So active inventory in January, this January was 2,688. In October, it's up from October. So October we had 2,514. And last January, we are well below where we were last January with 3,499 houses on the market. If you look at the graph, we're trending back down. So we're starting to stabilize and get squared up now. So we will just keep an eye on everything and see where it goes from here. Median price as of January is $376,000 for the average median house. In October, it was $374,025, and last January it was $375,000. So that has definitely stabilized. It's not fluctuating too far anymore right now. So we'll just keep an eye on everything. If you look at these graphs, everything's pretty much leveling out and stabilizing. Days on the market. So this January, at the end of January, was 44 days on the market. October was 61. And January of last year was 49. Closed sales. So once you look at the numbers from last year and this year, we usually are typically a little slow this time of year for sales. So we will see where this goes. January, we were at 296 homes were sold. In October of 2025, we did 426. And we are up from last year, which was 263. So it seems like once we get a little further, May, June, July, August, these numbers start creeping up and we see a lot more people looking and buying about that time. So other key numbers you want to look at are right now, sold price per square foot is $244 a square foot. There are 96.5% of the houses are receiving at their listing price, which just shows that everybody's realistically putting their house on the market for the price that it should be. There was 896 new listings in January, and our month's inventory is 9.1. Now that is high, but it is a lot lower than the 13, 14 that we had last January. So it seems like things are starting to settle down and get into a normal market down here. Inflation right now, December, it was 2.7. Right now in January, we are at 2.4. So that is dropping. This is what we want to keep an eye on because that is what gets buyers to start moving a little bit better is when the interest rates drop. So we are at a 6.05%, which is lower than last month. It is slowly trickling down. Nothing's dropping real hard or real fast. Unemployment is at a 4.3%. So our current inventory from last year to this year is down 23.18%. So there's not as many houses on the market this January as there was last January. Population still estimated about the same. They still are expected this growth. So it's just a matter of when people are going to start trickling in and how things are going. I do know that being out here, I've seen a lot of new builds have slowed down, so that could be why that number has come down quite a bit. There's not as many brand new houses hitting the market as there was last year. Last year was pretty crazy. So is now the time to buy? Just like last time, there's really no change. There is inventory in all price points, and with rates trending down, they're moving. Houses are still moving pretty good down here. It is a buyer's market still. Once you see that number of inventory per month drop below 5%, as it gets lower from below that, it starts becoming a seller's market at that point. So we really want to keep an eye on that month of inventory, how many months of inventory we have, because that's a big indicator. There's still some great deals down here. There's plenty of negotiating that's going around for lower prices or even incentives. So, and right now you can still get more house for the money as it stands right now. So, not a bad time to be down here buying houses. Is now the time to sell. It is a buyer's market, but houses are still moving if they're priced competitively. It still has a second home market, and that's as interest rates drop and people start getting more money in their pockets and stuff like that, and they're not so strapped. That's where you'll see things start moving. So it kind of goes by what the economy's doing for the second homes. There definitely are people up north looking to move down here or even get second homes to get out of the cold and the snow. Sellers, you have to attract buyers, and houses have to be highly marketed and get as much exposure still. There's still a lot of houses out there, so you want to make sure yours stands out, and a lot of people see it and want to come look at it. That is the biggest deal down here for being able to sell your house, is pricing it competitively and getting as much exposure as humanly possible, so that the more people see it, the more people want to come look at it. So that is the market report for February. Let's keep an eye on these numbers, see what happens with them, and we'll go from there. Definitely the things we want to look at is inflation. We want to keep an eye on that. We want to keep an eye on interest rates and see how it changes things as they're dropping. And we definitely want to look at inventory, which shows us how many months of inventory we really have. As that number gets lower, it starts shifting over to a buyer's market. So we definitely want to take a look at that month by month and see what's happening. So let's keep an eye on it, guys, and we'll see you on the next market report.